Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Good morning. Happy Monday. Whew. Excuse me. Um, so, it has been quite a weekend. We just had our eclipse with the new moon. Today is the first day of fall, the fall equinox. Whew. So, okay. Um, And tonight we have our solar plex class. So we're going to focus on our solar plex, which, if you think about it, everything that has been going through has a lot to do with our willpower and our confidence and our strength, right? Um, so the eclipse is always about the light and the dark at the same time, and standing on that cusp. And to really stand in both worlds takes a lot of confidence, trust in yourself, trust in the universe, knowing that what we're doing is right on track. And also, the equinox is all about, for the fall, is all about bringing in love and compassion, and the word I actually want is gratitude. So the other things as well, but definitely the gratitude, because it's all about thanks for the bountiness of the harvest. So, um, oh, I did not bring a stick today. All right, well, then we will just incorporate that today too. All right, so if there is anything that you are looking to release as we're going the from the summer into the fall, maybe there were some things that came up. We're still have this energy from the 9-9, 999, which is all about that endings. We're kind of in this, like, I don't know, phase, right? Where we're at the endings, but we haven't started anything new yet. So we're just kind of clearing out all of this old stuff. So if there isn't anything that you haven't cleared out, especially when it comes to your confidence and your trust and your knowing of yourself, so let's think about taking that and we can make it into a ball and just take all that energy. And you can just blow it into this ball or a balloon or a cloud, whatever works for you. And thank you for all of the knowledge and all of the wisdom that has come from whatever this is. Right? But done with the drama and the trauma and all of that old hurting stuff. Because I don't know about you, I'm done. I'm done with hurting and being sad or upset or about old things that don't matter anymore. The human stuff that we get caught up on. I'm kind of over all that stuff. So just thinking about having this container and blowing it in. If you need to blow more in from that solar plex, go ahead and blow it in. I don't know about you. If you need it again, go ahead. And I am just going to release and let that go. Thank you. Thank you for all of it, but it's no longer needed. Good. Whew, that must have helped get rid of something, because, whoa, I can feel that in my belly. I got that. So the solar plexus is right in between where our ribs meet, right at the stomach. We got a nice little warm glow going on there. So yes, this is all about our confidence. And remember, solar powered battery. This is our willpower, the way that we work through things. If you've ever been in a project and you're like, I'm just done, and you never get back to it, that's a solar plex issue. This is where I know I said fitting in last time too, but I think it's about fitting in with ourselves and being comfortable with ourselves and our centeredness and who we are. And when we have an overconfidence, it gets overinflated and we think that we're right about everything and nobody can tell us anything. And then it doesn't want to spin. Or when we have no confidence in ourselves, it goes and it just gets really tiny and small and doesn't want to spin as well. So we need to find that happy medium in between. We want to have confidence, but not be overly. We want to have, don't want to be overly controlling. And we don't want to just go down the river without any paddles and get smashed against the rocks and the shore and everything else. So finding that medium of going with the flow of life, right, sacral, and not having to control everything, but we can definitely paddle. So, all right, so with that all being said, and with releasing those big heavy energies, the mantra I wanted to do today was I stand in my personal power. And we're going to do a couple of things with that. So if you want to repeat it the 108 times, by all means, go ahead and grab your mala beads and go ahead and do that. We're just going to repeat it a couple of times today because I have some other things that I want to do along with it. All right, so we can repeat it 9 times. We'll repeat it 9 times. All right. So breathing in and connecting with that solar plex. Again, it's right where the stomach is. So if you ever have stomach issues, it could be a solar plex thing. On top of everything else, of course. I'm not diagnosing. All right, so in that space, breathing into it and imagining the yellow of the solar plex, yellow sun, solar. And breathing down into it and swirling that energy around it and pulling anything else up. Yeah, breathing it in, and if you even want to put your hands on it. Good, and one more time. Good. And again. I stand in my personal power. 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 And one more with conviction. I stand in my personal power. Good. Good, good, good. And just allowing that feeling, the feeling of standing in your power. And if that doesn't feel quite right, you can always add that I am working on standing in my personal power. But feel it. Yes. So there is something about doing, you can call it the Superman pose or the Wonder Woman, right? Hands on your hips, standing up, shoulders back, looking in a mirror. And it's a power pose. And so, if you can, I want you just to stand up. Put your hands on your hips. Put the shoulders back, the chest out. And feel the difference in your confidence and your strength as you do this. There's a reason Spider-Man or Superman stood like this, or Wonder Woman. And just feel that. Good. And again, if it feels a little uncomfortable because that's not what you're used to doing, that's okay. Or we've been taught not to be overly aggressive as women, right? If we stand in our power, if we ask for what we want and what we need, then we're called divas and what have you. And I mean, as long as we're not asking for only green M&Ms, right? Or maybe if we like green M&Ms and we want to pick out all the green M&Ms. But why is it that we're ashamed for asking what we want, what we need? There's nothing wrong with that. Because when we ask for what we want and what we need, then we feel taken care of. And that also means that we know what we want and what we need, and we can take care of ourselves. Yes, and so I keep feeling my guides talking about crossing the arms in front of the solar plex. Because we were also taught that that was being closed off, right? What if we're just feeling unsafe in that moment and we're protecting our power? And what if, for us in that moment, when we feel ourselves want to cross up, that we check in with what's going on in this moment? Why is that a trigger? Why are we feeling unsafe or feel like someone's trying to take our power or trying to power over us? It's just one of those little reminders to check in. And do we need to protect ourselves? Whether it's energetically and put a bubble up or a shield up. Or are we physically not feeling safe? And when you get into a space that you do feel safe, checking in with what that trigger was. Were you actually not safe? Were you being physically in a space that could have harmed you? Or was there a trigger from something in the past? Or something that you don't even understand that is from years and years and years and lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes ago? I was doing work on a woman, beautiful soul, not too long ago, and pulled a huge, the thing energetically just pulled this huge spike that had been, I don't know, whatever had happened that was sitting through her solar plex. So, pulling that energy out, whatever it was attached to, makes a huge difference. So, and sometimes we have cords that get attached, especially to our solar plexus, our power. And so we need to be mindful of those too. Yes, and definitely if you're feeling like you need to close up around a particular person all the time, check in with that too. Is it a physical harm? Or do they just want to come in and plug into you? And those are the things we're not taught, we don't talk about, is the energetic pieces. And there are all kinds of cords and things that can be put in place, whether on purpose or people just don't understand. I know I've probably attached a couple of cords in this lifetime that, okay, pull them back. I didn't know what I was doing in that time and in that space, or that I was even doing it. So it happens. And whether we do it or other people do it, we just need to be more aware about it. All right. So with all of that being said, I want you to come back to your solar plex. And remember that the chakras in between, from the second chakra to the third eye, they go out in front of us and back behind us. Okay, so they come out like a funnel, front and back. Okay. So if you bring your hands to your solar plex and close your eyes. And notice how that area is feeling energetically. And if you're not sure, that's okay. We're just checking in. And sometimes as we run our hands over that space, we may feel like a little tug or a twinge that normally we would just go, that was interesting. But when we set that intention of checking for cords or checking for energy that's in that solar plex, that's not ours. Okay. So if you are clairvoyant and you see it, if you're clairsentient and you feel it, you're claircognate and you know it, maybe you're clairaudient and your guides tell you that there's something there. And if you're not sure, that's okay. But just checking in with this space. Do you feel like there's energy flowing towards someone or something? Other than littles. If you have little ones that you take care of, then, we want to keep that connection with them. Or if you have elderly parents, then that may not be such a bad thing that you're taking care of, that you're responsible for. But just check in. Okay. Decide with your parents if this is something that you want. If it is, fantastic. If it's not, that's okay. And don't feel bad for not wanting that. Okay? Because this is your energy. So if you happen to notice that there's any energy going out, it's okay to bring it back in. If you notice that you have attachments to other people, then maybe it's time to let those go. But in this space, with your hands on your belly, I want you to close your eyes and since this is our power source, we're going to do what's called a recapitulation, which is calling back all of our energy, all of our power that we have given away, knowingly or unknowingly. And maybe putting that new energy or the old energy that we're calling back and putting it towards the mantra, I stand in my own personal power. Or if there's something else that you're looking to do with the solar plex, Do you want to make decisions? Get a project done? It's all up to you. I only make the suggestions. Okay, so closing your eyes, setting that intention of where you would like this energy to go towards, because we don't want it to play old stories of being small, of hiding our light, of being weak. Okay, we want this to be calling back our power to use it. And maybe it's just to have more energy. And with all this energy shifting, whew, I've been very tired the last couple of days. So with that, excuse me. Okay. So with every breath in, imagining calling back that energy. Calling back that energy, breathing it in, and imagining it being filtered through. So only the love, only the positive, only that pure energy comes in. And breathing it back out, or breathing out anything that's not yours. Breathing it in. And releasing any residue, anything that's not yours, that's not for your highest purpose. Letting all that go. Good, and just keep breathing it in and releasing and letting go of anything that is keeping you small. Nice big breath, calling it all back. And releasing and letting go of anything that's not for your highest good. So you may have the yawns, sneezes, coughs. You may hear your tummy grumbling and growling, and that's okay. That's all energy shifting and moving. So keep going, breathing in. And letting it all go. Calling it back because it's yours. And it doesn't do anybody else any good. It's like having a puzzle piece that belongs to a different puzzle. And making sure you're releasing and letting go of old energies, old agreements, old behaviors. Taking a few more breaths here, breathing it way in and releasing and letting go. Keep going. Two more nice deep breaths here. release and let go. Good. So as we were doing that, I could feel a tightness in the middle of my back. And for me, that means that there's an attachment there. So as I pulled it away, I set the boundary of no. No. Just no. And I like to plug it back into the consciousness, send it back through. May they get the love and the light that they need, but they can't have my energy. Just know it's mine. And no more. Again, may they find the love, the light, the healing that they're looking for. In themselves, not in anyone else. I hope they find it for themselves. But they can't have mine. And I set that boundary. So before we end for today, just checking in. How's the body feel? How's the solar plex feel? Standing in your personal power, Wonder Woman stance, or Superman stance, or somewhere in between. Good. Oh, good. Good, good. Thank you. Yeah, I kind of needed it today, too. So, much love. Much gratitude for each and every one of you on this equinox. Go stand in your power. And remember, it's yours, not anybody else's. Hold it precious and dear. All right, my dears. Have a wonderful rest of your day.